The most irrelevant political figure in the United States of America, Sarah Palin, went on Hannity's show to lend her expertise about the Republican Party. Listen to these clowns.
But I've not been inspired by Republicans in Washington. You went as far earlier this week and late last week to suggest that if the Republican Party doesn't get their act together, you would consider moving third party. Explain.
Well, if Republicans are going to act like Democrats, then what's the use in getting all gung-ho about getting more Republicans in there? We need people who understand the beauty of, the value of allowing the free market to thrive. Otherwise, our country is going to continue to be over-regulated, driving industry away, driving jobs away. We're going to be a bankrupt, fundamentally transformed country unless those who know what they're doing and aren't going along just to get along with those in power, it being today the Democrats, that does no good. So yeah, if Republicans aren't going to stand strong on the planks in our platform, then it does no good to get all enthused about them anymore.
Republicans act like Democrats? They go along to get along? No, this is why these guys are ridiculous. They're fact deniers. They're PFDs, perpetual fact deniers. They don't know what's happening. They don't know what's going on. And, you know, you wonder why Sarah Palin got all angry when she was asked, hey, what newspapers do you read? And she couldn't answer. You want to know why she couldn't answer? She doesn't read any newspapers. Because any of them tell you, unless they're 100%, right-wing hack papers like WorldNet Daily or the Daily Caller or the rest of them, any other one will tell you, the Republicans are blocking everything that the Democrats do, and they've been doing it for a long time now. So, for example, did you know that the different Congresses under Obama, they are literally the most obstructionist in recorded history? That's a fact. That's not an opinion. That's not hyperbole. That's a fact. They're the most obstructionist in recorded history. It is impossible to say that, they go along to get along with the Democrats too much. That's just factually incorrect. That's just wrong. But again, Sarah Palin doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Everything about her is just visceral opinion. You know, she's Mrs. Republican. Oh, well, gee, I like conservatives, so, these Republicans aren't even conservative enough. Even though they're blocking everything. Okay, they tried to repeal Obamacare 50 times. What part of that is going along to get along with the Democrats? You tell me. How is it going along to get along when you shut down the government because you don't get your way, even though the Senate is majority Democratic, and even if you got what you wanted through, the Senate wouldn't let it through, and even if it did get through the Senate, President Obama would veto it. I'm talking, of course, about when they tried to shut down the government. They did shut down the government over Obamacare. Ted Cruz's non-filibuster filibuster that led to the government shutdown. It's know-nothing. That's what it is. It's know-nothingness. There's nothing going on inside her head. Anybody can give their opinion, but if you're not giving your opinion based on history and based on what the data shows and based on what's actually happening, why should anybody listen to you? You're talking out of your rectum. And then, look, the last 2 points I'll make here. She was like, well, we need people who believe in the free market systems, and yeah, that's what we like. Okay, Sarah. The Tea Party and Republicans, they don't believe in the free market. They use that rhetoric, and they say, oh, yeah, we believe in capitalism and free markets, and we don't believe in big government regulation, and Meanwhile, who fought hardest for the Wall Street bailout? That's right, Republicans did. The first round of bailouts happened under George W. Bush, and he rushed it through. You know what the bailouts were? That's socialism. It's socialism for Wall Street. When you hand a blank check over to the people who bankrupted their companies and destroyed the economy, and then they turned around, by the way, and bought new private jets and remodeled their offices, which cost millions of dollars, and paid bonuses specifically to the failures. And they said, oh, we need to pay them money to retain their talent. But they're not talented. They fucking bankrupted the companies. The Republicans were on the front line of defending the bonuses. When the Democrats realized, oh my God, they're paying bonuses with the bailout, they tried to propose a bill that says, let's tax these bonuses at 90% and get some of it back. And the Republicans unilaterally supported them, supported the Wall Streeters and said, no, it's cool. We'll just let them keep it. It's fine. They love big government. They are the biggest fighters for, your subsidy, which is a giant welfare check to ExxonMobil. They're massively in favor of corporate welfare for Walmart. I mean, you name it, man, they are big government spenders. How many Republican and Tea Party Congress people take gigantic checks for their own family farms? Meanwhile, they scream about how, we got to get these people off welfare and we got to stop giving out big government is such a horrible thing. Then why are you taking the money? They don't believe in small government. They don't believe in free markets. They believe in big government all day long for them. They want to rig the market for them and their buddies. And then finally, when she's like, the economy is still struggling, which is why we need conservatives. Right. Because it wasn't George W. Bush and conservative policies and deregulation that brought us the Great Recession and the subprime mortgage crisis and 10% unemployment. And then meanwhile, since Obama's been in office, what's the unemployment rate now? What's that? I can't hear you over your wrongness. Oh, that's right. About, 6.5%, give or take? And look, that doesn't mean there aren't serious systemic problems, but the systemic problems are because he's not progressive enough, not because he's not conservative enough.